bringing you analysis and insight into Alabama sports. Crimson Cover, hosted by John Copeland and Chase Goodbread, and founded in 2010 by Mike Parker. Sponsored by Burnham Hahn and Crimson Village.
Welcome into Crimson Cover Television on WVUA 23. I'm Chase Goodbread, the sports columnist with the Tuscaloosa News, joined as always by John Copeland, former Alabama All-American defensive end. We've got a big show for you here tonight. Of course, idle week for the Crimson Tide, resting up ahead of a big game against LSU at Bryant-Denny Stadium. But we're going to recap the Crimson Tide's big victory on the road at South Carolina. Bye week discussion. Brian Kelly buyout. The LSU Tigers, who Alabama will face next, have decided to part ways with their head coach. We got some thoughts on that for you. We'll go around the SEC. We got the picks contest coming at you. A lot more to get to, John, but we begin recapping the Crimson Tide's victory over South Carolina, 29-22, the final score over in Columbia. Big road win for Alabama, and this was a comeback win, John. A game that South Carolina led for a lot of the way. Alabama came back late fourth quarter to pull this thing off.
You know, Chase, I think this game went about as expected. If you think about an Alabama team that had just beat four-ranked opponent, it's a tired football team. South Carolina was the trap game. Everybody said that all week. It's tough to play down in Columbia, South Carolina. They got a great atmosphere down there. It went about how I would expect it to go.
They managed to get it done. It was awfully tight. There you see Deshaun Jones, who plays that nickelback position. They call it the Husky in this Alabama defense. He comes up with a pick six early in the game, gave Alabama a 7-3 lead. But after that, South Carolina took off, ended up having a 22-14 lead in the fourth quarter, John. But you know, Deontay Lawson caused a late fumble that was huge. Tim Keenan fell on that ball. Didn't even know he was on top of it. Lawson had to say, hey, you got it. Grab that thing. You know, Keenan must have thought there was somebody's knee under his belly or something. But
that was a huge play.
No doubt. That kind of turned things around, gave Alabama the momentum, took the crowd out of the game. So big plays all around in this one for the Crimson Tide. There you see Deshaun Jones' pick six, John. But the trick play for the two-pointer that tied the game 22-22. That was huge.
Excellent call.
Ryan Grubb, the offensive coordinator, I'm starting to love him as a play caller. He's always got something to go to late in the game when he needs it. He calls a wildcat formation for that two-pointer. Daniel Hill, the running back, takes the snap, but he's got the quarterback, Ty Simpson, right next to him. He hands the ball to Simpson. Simpson fakes a reverse to Ryan Williams. He hits Josh Cuevas toward the corner of the end zone. Not quite in the corner, but near the corner for the two-point conversion. Just a super play by Ty Simpson and the Alabama offense. And there you see Jeremy Bernard taking in the game winner.
Chase, when you look at this Alabama football team, and you look at what happened early in the season, the loss of Florida State, and you look at what they've done since then, this is a championship-type season they're having.
Yeah.
They beat four really good teams in the middle of the season. They go down and play in a tough South Carolina team who, when you're Alabama at this point in the season, you got the X on your back. Everybody want to beat you. Go down and win a tough game. You have to win those games in championship season. This Alabama football team is looking really promising.
All right, last thing to touch on, and this is interesting stuff. I want to hear your thoughts on this. I got some of my own. Jeremy Bernard ran the ball in for a 25-yard touchdown for the game-winning points with 35 seconds left in the game. That's when the snap was anyway, right? Mm-hmm. South Carolina let him score.
Yes.
Shane Beamer said after the game, we let him score because we wanted the ball back with 35 seconds to go the other way and tie it. There's a lot to dig into on this play, right? Beamer's point, I'll give it to, and I disagree. I disagree with Shane Beamer. I thought it was a bad idea, a bad decision, but this was his logic. He said, look, if Alabama's got a 1st and 10 on our 15-yard line with 35 seconds left. They're just going to pound it inside the 10 and kick a chip shot field goal with 3 seconds left. I don't want to lose that way. I'd rather let them score and have 35 seconds for my offense to go the other way to try to get the thing in the overtime. That was his logic. I do not agree with it. Want to get your thoughts on that, though, because they let Jeremy Bernard score right there.
Yeah, I don't agree with that either. I think you play football, you continue to play football, because in this game, anything can happen. It could have been a turnover at any point within that drive. Anything could have happened. And what are you going to do with 35 seconds left on the clock anyway? I thought the last couple of drives, your offense wasn't playing that great.
Right.
So I disagree totally with that.
We both disagree with it. I'm going to tell you another reason why I disagree with it, too. We've seen this before, right? There are other circumstances where letting a team score makes a little more sense than this. Here's what Beamer said after the game. He didn't tell his team to let Jeremy Bernard score no matter what, because they still didn't have a first down, right? He told his kids, play defense, go make the tackle, make them kick a field goal, but if he gets past the first down marker, then let him score. Which is exactly what, like, he had already gotten the first down when the DB said, go ahead.
Well, look, take your hat off to the kid to execute that. I mean, when you're out there in the heat of the moment and you're playing football, you're not looking for the first down marker.
Right.
You don't know if the guy got a first down or not.
Right.
Great job executing that. But from a coaching standpoint, in my opinion, I don't think that made any sense at all.
You've been a DC at the high school level for a long time.
Yes.
I don't know how, and I've never been a DC, but if I was, I could never ask my kids to play defense at the beginning of a play and then quit at the end of a play.
I don't understand how you can do that, Chase. And given the situation, Alabama probably is going to win the game anyway, regardless of whether they scored or not. But you keep fighting. What message are you really sending if you're telling your kids, let them score?
Right.
No, I just don't agree with that.
If you make the tackle at the 15-yard line, which they could have done, they got a first down with 35 seconds left. Here's what can happen for you. You can get a sack, you can get a turnover, you can get a holding penalty. And by the way, it's not like Alabama's a great kicking team.
You can get a block, you can get a
block
miss.
A kick. Connor Talty's been a little bit up and down this year.
Right.
It's not like he's been automatic.
That's right.
I thought it was a bad idea by Shane Beamer. He decided to say, hey, fellas, if he gets that first down, just go ahead and pull up. That's what they did. And the Crimson Tide moves on. 29-22, the final score. 7 wins in a row now for Alabama. With 4 left to play in the regular season. A lot to get into when we return. We'll be talking about that Alabama Idol Week, who's going to be healing up from an injuries perspective, a little bit of NCAA news for you, Alabama basketball getting the season started. We'll touch on that as well. Stay with us. You're watching Crimson Cover Television on WVUA 23.
It's good to know that in this impersonal world, there's still a local home-owned drugstore that can take full care of you and your family. The good folks at Northport Pharmacy. Owner and pharmacist Rob Colburn will personally see that all of your prescriptions are quickly and accurately filled and your questions answered. And be sure to check out their gift gallery for the finest in gift selections featuring Alabama merchandise, photo frames, children's clothing, beachwear, jewelry, and more. Remember, when you have pharmaceutical needs, see the man who will take the time to get to know you. Rob Colburn at Northport Pharmacy, located next to CC's Pizza, Highway 82 in Northport. Burnham Hahn Exterminators offers termite and pest control solutions for residential and commercial customers in the West Alabama area. Family owned and operated, now in its third generation, we stay up to date with the latest advancements in the pest control industry to protect your family and home from pests. We're an authorized operator of the Centricon baiting system. Burnham Hahn Exterminators, here when you need us. Call us today for your complete termite and pest control services.
Welcome back to Crimson Cover Television on WVUA 23. This segment brought to you by Burnham Hahn Exterminators and that great local service in Tuscaloosa since 1946. Burnham Hahn offers complete pest and termite services for residential needs or commercial needs. As well, they've got the mosquito control and the fire ant treatments. And of course, they're licensed operators of the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System. If you're a homeowner, it's a year-round service you need to have down here in the South where it's hot. Those termites are active. Call Clay Hahn. He'll get you started with a monthly or quarterly pest control program. You can reach him at 553-4433 or just go online and visit burnhamhahn.com. All right, John, plenty to get to here in this part of the show. Alabama Idol this week. Second Idol week of the season.
They needed it.
They needed it. They looked a little tired against South Carolina.
Yeah, they needed it.
But every once in a while, I'm going to say roughly every 4 to 5 years, everybody in the SEC gets 2 Idol weeks. Mm-hmm. This is one of those years. Alabama's already had a week off. They're getting a second week off. How big is it, do you think, to get 2 weeks off, but also does it really matter because the people you're playing get 2 weeks off too?
You know, I think early on it's not as important, but I think later in the season, I think it's extremely important to have that off week. I mean, you played a lot of football, you got guys injured, and you just need to get away from the game and rest your mind mentally and get away from it for a little while. And so I think later in the season is a lot better than earlier in the season.
If you're the coaching staff, if you're Kalen DeVore, you're leading the coaching staff. You got a big home game with LSU coming up. You got 2 weeks to get ready for it. How much are you game planning and practicing for LSU in the first week before your Idol, John?
I think very little. I think most of this, they'll probably get 3 days off. They might touch on LSU a little bit. For 2 of those days while they're practicing. I don't think they're going to do a lot. This late in the season, man, it's all about rest. It's all about getting away from it. And I think they'll jump into LSU the second week when they get ready to play a game week.
I agree completely. And you're talking about the approach with the players. What about the approach with the staff? The staff's not going to take the Idle week off, right? I mean, the staff jumps right in on LSU right away this Idle week, don't they?
I think they'll get some time off, too. I can't say this for a fact, but I know high school, we get time off also. And I think it's important, though, Chase. You've been on the grind, man, for a long time. This just didn't start when the season started. This started way back in the spring.
Right.
So they have been on the grind for a long time, man.
Sure.
Everybody need a little bit of time off.
All right, a couple of injured players for Alabama that are going to be resting up this Idle week. One, Geno Vandermark. He was not able to play at all in that South Carolina game. Offensive guard that's played a lot of football for Alabama this season. Had a rough game against Tennessee. We'll see if he's able to bounce back against LSU. Lasser Brooks is expected to play against LSU, the freshman wide receiver who's been pretty effective out of that slot role. He was not able to play against South Carolina either with an injury. Also, Danny Lewis Jr., the tight end, backup tight end, didn't play against South Carolina either. That's 3 guys who are going to be healing up, but it's not just them. Everybody's got some nicks and bruises. That's right. At this time of year.
No question.
The running game for Alabama, John, it has been floundering all season long. They struggled to run the ball against South Carolina as well. They did manage to pop a few runs in the fourth quarter toward the end of the game, which they've done all year long. They've seemed to have run it a little better late. But, boy.
Look, we all would like to see the running game a little bit better. But like we talked on this show a couple weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, When they need to run the football, they are able to run the football.
No, I don't know.
I think
Like in the fourth quarter, they've done a decent job. To me, when they need to run the football, they're hitting quick game 5-yard passes and calling that the running game.
This is the only game where Alabama was behind the sticks on third down. Before this game, they had third down and manageable. Majority of the time, they was in third down.
Yeah.
And because they were so far behind the sticks, they was horrendous on third down in this South Carolina game.
Jam Miller's had a hard time getting loose. They have popped a few runs with him late in the game. They need to get him going early, no question about it. All right, moving on. John, some NCAA news here. They're allowing, starting now, college athletes are going to be allowed to gamble on pro sports.
Why?
They've
Why?
decided to let that happen.
Why? What's the purpose? What do you gain from that? How do you better the game of college football or college athletics by allowing that? I don't. That's stupid. I don't understand that.
SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey is against it. He's written a letter to NCAA President Charlie Baker saying, hey, this is a bad idea. He thinks that there's going to be he implied that it could still compromise betting integrity because, look, and you know this, John, because you went from college to the pros. Guys have friends that are older that go to the NFL. You're still in college, right? So if let's say your best buddy gets drafted a year ahead of you, you're still in college. You're allowed to bet on pro sports. If that guy could pick up the phone and say, "Hey, quarterback ain't gonna play this week," right?
That's right.
I mean, it's a problem.
Okay, beyond that, what is one? Give me one good reason why college athletes should be able to bet on anything. Just one good reason.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
It doesn't make any sense.
All right, Alabama basketball getting started on Monday. They open the regular season at home against North Dakota State. Nate Oates with another big-time roster coming back this year. A lot of transfers coming in, a lot of freshmen coming in, but you know, as well as Oates recruits, both freshmen and transfers, it's going to be another strong Alabama team. Here you see some highlights from a recent exhibition win over Furman. They open the regular season on Monday at Coleman Coliseum against North Dakota State. All right, that's going to do it for this segment, but we got plenty more for you. So stick around. You're watching CCTV on WVUA 23.
Burnham Hahn Exterminators offers termite and pest control solutions for residential and commercial customers in the West Alabama area. Family owned and operated, now in its third generation, we stay up to date with the latest advancements in the pest control industry to protect your family and home from pests. We're an authorized operator of the Centricon baiting system. Burnham Hahn Exterminators, here when you need us. Call us today for your complete termite and pest control services.
Imagine a place where you can go to learn, to play, to explore. Saban Center will be a first-of-its-kind campus that will house Tuscaloosa Children's Theater, Ignite, the new Children's Hands-On Museum, and the State of Alabama STEM Hub. Join us in making Saban Center an Alabama success story.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I stole your line.
Welcome back to Crimson Cover Television on WVUA 23. Our final segment brought to you by Crimson Village, the most active and fun-loving aging adult community in Tuscaloosa. The residents, of course, get the finest when it comes to dining and lifestyle experience. Really nice amenities over there as well on Veterans Memorial Parkway. Crimson Village offers its seniors 3 levels of care, including the Tide Memory Care Program. And when it comes to COVID-19, they always will take the highest of precautions. You want to call transition specialist Jonica Ward at 632-6699 if you've got a senior loved one in need of assisted care, or just visit crimsonvillage.com. And remember, Crimson Village owns fun. All right, John, plenty to get to here in our final segment. We're going to begin with some news, big news in the SEC. LSU has fired Brian Kelly with a $54 million buyout following a embarrassing 49-25 home blowout against Texas A&M. John, he never got LSU to the playoff in 4 years or however long it was. He gets hammered at home. They hate losing at home at LSU. They really hate getting blown out at home.
If you take anybody that Auburn has hired in the last 10 years off the table, worst hire in college football.
You never liked this hire from the beginning?
It's just not a good fit.
So you support the firing or not?
The guys from Massachusetts, he's going down to Louisiana. Louisiana is a country of its own. It's totally different. You're going to need a guy that can fit in down there. I thought it was doomed from the start.
You know, the guy's won a lot. It's not like he's been terrible at LSU. He's won quite a few games at LSU, some big games. But it's all, look, let's face it. Any school that's paying its head coach $10 million a year or more, and he was one of them, the expectation is you compete for championships, you're in the SEC title game, you're in the college football playoff, all that. He never got there.
That's right.
And if you're making that kind of money, if you're going to be making $10 million a year, you're not going to last long if you're not getting the championships.
But for $54 million, fire me. I'm your guy.
Fire me today. You fire me right now.
I'm your guy.
I'll take
fire
it.
Me.
All right, we go around the SEC really quickly with some scores around the league. Ole Miss knocks off Oklahoma 34-26. Vanderbilt beats Missouri 17-10, and Texas slips by Mississippi State in a high-scoring game, 45-38. That one went to overtime. Parker covers Alabama now, John. The Crimson Cover ticker. I want to tell you about PCA. Parker Covers Alabama is a 501c3 supporting wheelchaired Alabama residents. Please contribute if you can. Make a donation at parkercoversalabama.com. It honors Mike Parker, who founded this show here on Crimson Cover in 2010. Me and John miss Mike very much. We lost him in February. ParkerCoversAlabama.com if you can contribute. All right, the ticker now, the Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, 4 touchdown passes in a win over the Giants. Only threw for 179, but 4 touchdowns for Jalen Hurts. Ravens running back Derrick Henry, couple of touchdowns in a win over the Bears.
He's struggling.
He's not getting the yards.
That's right.
But
he's old too, though. He's getting old.
You know what? For a running back to be in his 10th or 11th year or whatever it is, it's impressive regardless. Brandon Miller, injured again for the Charlotte Hornets. Missed like 55 games last year. Now he's got a shoulder dislocation that just popped up in the second game of the season for the Charlotte Hornets. Big-time player. He scored a lot of points there, a lot of promise, but he's been hurt a lot too, and he's hurt again now. All right, we're going to go ahead and skip the mailbag because we're running out of time. We'll go to the mailbag next week and go straight to the picks. Here we go, John. You're up by a game right now. You're 37-8. I'm 36-9. You beat me last week with that Ole Miss pick over Oklahoma. We got about a minute to go, so we got to move quickly. What are your picks? We'll start this week. Vanderbilt at Texas. Who do you like?
I like Vandy.
We both like Vanderbilt to knock off those Longhorns.
Give me the Commodores, baby.
All right, Oklahoma at Tennessee. Who do you like there?
Give me the Sooners.
I'm going to take Tennessee. You got OU. That'll work. That'll be different. Georgia versus Florida. Give me Georgia.
Yeah, I like Georgia.
Kentucky at Auburn. That's not an easy pick either. I'm going to take UK there. Who you like?
I like Kentucky.
We both like Kentucky. And then finally, this is also tough. Mississippi State at Arkansas. Two bad teams right there, John.
Yeah.
Who you like? You goes first on this one.
Give me Mississippi State played Texas as well, but Texas is 0 for 2. But I'd take State over Arkansas.
All right, John's got Mississippi State. I'll go ahead and take Arkansas and that big offense they got. We're out of here on Crimson Cover. Quick picture of Mike Parker, as always. For John Copeland, I'm Chase Goodbread of the Tuscaloosa News. We'll talk to you next week here on Crimson Cover.
It's good to know that in this impersonal world, there's still a local home-owned drugstore that can take full care of you and your family. The good folks at Northport Pharmacy. Owner and pharmacist Rob Colburn will personally see that all of your prescriptions are quickly and accurately filled and your questions answered. And be sure to check out their gift gallery for the finest in gift selections featuring Alabama merchandise, photo frames, children's clothing, beachwear, jewelry, and more. Remember, when you have pharmaceutical needs, see the man who will take the time to get to know you. Rob Colburn at Northport Pharmacy, located next to CC's Pizza, Highway 82 in Northport. To Baseball Country, a ministry in West Alabama that reaches far outside the diamond. We create opportunities for people of all ages and backgrounds to encounter Jesus. From baseball and softball training for high school to the big leagues, to men's and women's team sports camps, men's and women's ministry, youth mentored hunts, service projects, custom retreats, and so much more. If you want to get in the game, email sam@baseballcountry.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram.